All right, boys and girls, so here's what I want you to notice. Notice that we had sight word sets 1 through 8. And after sight word sets 1 through 8, we began fluency phrases 1 through 8. And then after our fluency phrases, now we have after fluency phrase list 8, we have our fluency passages. And boys and girls, the fluency passages are also 1 through 8. You got 1, 1. Let's see, hold on. 1, 2. 1, 3. 1, 4. 1, 5. 1, 6. 1, 7. And 1, 8. So boys and girls, once again, they're all in order and they are there to help you to practice, practice, practice. Everyone say practice, 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 practice. This is again self-paced. Self-paced means that I've already assigned this to you. I've been assigning it since the beginning of the year. So now you need to practice on your own. You need to keep practicing until you're able to read every word. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to model to you how you should be able to read these passages by the end of the year. I'm also going to model to you how your parents can help you and test you at home to see how many words you read per minute. Okay? So, here we have our iPad. You can use your parents' phone. Okay? What we're going to do is we're going to go to our stopwatch. No, we're going to go to our timer. I'm sorry. We're going to go to our timer and we're going to set, we're going to set our timer for 1 minute. So on your parents' phone, have your parents set their timer for 1 minute. Okay? And then you're going to press start. Okay? I'm going to model to you how you should be able to read this passage at this point in the school year. Then I'm going to call a student to come up and read this passage. Okay? What you're going to do is you're going to read until that minute is up. Okay? So I'm going to press start and I'm going to begin reading. Let me do that. I'm sorry, I'm messing up. Okay, here we go. Dad and I took a hike in the woods. We walked for a long time and stood to take a rest. We sat down on a log and had a drink of water. A big hill was nearby. Dad said, "Look, there's an anthill." I walked up to the hill and took a closer peek. At first, it looked just like a dirt hill. Then I noticed a few ants running around. I looked closer. I saw little ants carrying pieces of mushroom. The pieces were almost as big as the ants. "Dad, what are they doing, Dad?" I asked. "They're taking food inside the hill." So it stopped when I got to the word hill. Now, what you can do is you can count how many words you read. Now, we have a list of numbers on the side here. I stopped at the word hill. So on the end of this line, you see the number 72. You see the number 72. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at 72 and I'm going to count backwards. 72, 71, 70, 69, 68, 67, 66, 65. So that means that I read 65 words in a minute. Boys and girls, at the end of first grade, you want to be able to read 80 words. Okay? So what that means is you want to keep practicing reading until you can read 80 words in a minute. Now, it's okay if you get 65 because I was reading a little slow so that I could model to you. And, of course, the iPad was getting in my way a little bit. But what you want to do is you want to keep practicing reading these fluency passages so you can get quicker at reading. Okay, so I'm going to call a student to come up now and to read. Okay, so who thinks they can read more than what I read? Come on up, Joshua. All right, and so once again, you can do this at home. Please come up. Okay, set your timer for 1 minute. So when he comes up, please make sure you're coming quickly. Put your finger underneath the first word. And now start the timer. 1, 2, 3, begin.
Dad and I took a hike in the woods. We walked for a long time and stopped to take a rest. We sat down on a log and had a drink of water. A big hill was nearby. I walked up to the hill and took a closer peek. At first, it looked just like a dirt hill. Then I noticed a few ants running around. I looked closer. I saw little ants crawling pieces of mushrooms. Then pieces were almost as big as the ants.
Okay, so it stopped at ants. Okay, so what you would do at home is you would go down to the end here. And the last word was ants, and you stop at 93. Good job, 93. So that goes to show that it is not hard to read 80 words a minute. So he got 93, but he got maybe 3 wrong. So that means you're going to go 93, 92, 91, 90. So that means that he read 90 words in 1 minute for this passage. Good job, Joshua. Guys, tell him good job.
Good job.